you have so many classic albums that you've done. Getting to the Confessions album, which is in my opinion, Usher's probably best album as a collective. I mean, he has an incredible catalog.
That's everybody's opinion. That ain't just your opinion.
Well, but see, can we talk R&B? Yeah. Because there's someone I had a conversation with, a good friend of mine. He thinks 8701 is better than Confessions. I mean, it's a good argument because he has some great songs in it, but
8701 was Usher's Off the Wall.
Okay.
Off the Wall was a classic.
Okay.
Confessions was his Thriller.
Listen.
I mean, like, it doesn't take one away from the other,
absolutely.
but it was the springboard. It was
right.
like it was after you
yeah.
Then
That's right.
Right?
He takes flight and puts it in the hole on Confessions.
I mean, 8701 was that thing though.
No doubt.
I feel like history, that ramp up was insane. From like My Way to 87. It was like that was the 1-2 bang.
That's right. I feel like Confessions is the one that he really showed what he could do vocally though.
Yes, sir.
Like
absolutely.
He was killing on 8701 My Way. He was killing on Can You Get With?
Yeah.
Back in like 94.
Yeah.
But once he got to Confessions, you're like, okay.
Levels,
because before that, I didn't compare him vocally to like the greats. Yeah. He was really good.
Yeah.
But when Confessions came out, okay, I'm like, he's ascended to the higher level of a vocalist. And I'm one of those guys who, Joe, Brian McKnight, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye. I'm like that.
Yeah.
Usher showed us that he was from that pedigree around Confessions time.
He wanted that. During that time, a lot of people don't realize. So after 8701, Usher was quiet, right?
Yeah.
And while Usher was quiet, you got Justin Timberlake.
Making noise.
Big noise,
Making
right?
noise, yeah.
And I remember meeting Usher. When we met him, he had a chip on his shoulder.
I bet.
He wasn't like the most pleasant because but he needed to, we had to figure out where to direct that energy. He was just mad.
Yeah.
Like what?
Because Justified wasn't playing.
You feel me? And a lot of the isms and the moves and and the vocals and the falsetto. The homie was like, "Hey yo, blah, like you trying to beat me?"
And they come
Flash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody come see you, Otis.
That's right.
So he was on one,
yeah.
and so he wasn't necessarily even taken to us right away. He was kind of angry with a few people and just mad, like, "Yo, like what is happening right now?" I remember Justin Timberlake got cover of Rolling Stone, and it was like the new king of pop. And he's like, "Wait, what?"
Just skipped over him.
Just skipped like everything I've been doing.
And they both from the Michael Jackson tree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that being said, once we gained his trust, and and mind you, it's me, it's Pooh Bear in there, like young Pooh Bear, like we sing, bro, like you know what I mean.
Serious.
So we giving him sauce, bro, like super sauce, and we weren't starstruck,
right,
at all,
right,
because we was already making money. Pooh Bear already had placements. He was already working with 112 and Bad Boy and all that. Pooh Bear already had hits.
He's already killing it.
You know what I mean? We had already been to Grammy nominations and all of that. So we like, no, do it again. Yeah. No, do it again.
So you guys are in studio producing this vocals,
absolutely, 10,000%.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember one time Usher had Miss Jan. She's a very well-known vocal coach in Atlanta, works with everybody. She was his vocal coach.
Gotcha.
And
shout out to the vocal coaches.
Yeah, right? She's a legend. She's a legend. And he used to have to, he even told us, he was like, like before on like other albums and stuff, he wasn't working with like vocalists like that. Yeah. So like she would have to come and like rehab his vocal like after sessions. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And so he had her come to like one of our sessions, and when she saw how we were like producing him vocally, because we're singers and songwriters. So when she saw what we had him do and like techniques and this, that, like she was like, "Oh, y'all don't need me." And she left and never came back to another session.
And it's very clear, again, as a singer and a person who just has that ear for that, we're talking about comparing it like to 8701. Of course, he killed that. That album's crazy. But those little vocal inflections, the little falsetto little riffs and the little placement toners, when you're recording, it's good to for me. I've always had my best performances when I've had somebody able to vocal produce me in studio. Ian, hit this note. You can do this. You can do that,
and show you how to execute.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's it's like the player coach concept versus just coach.
Right.
When you have like a player coach, somebody who been to the chip a bunch of times himself, and he knows what that fatigue feels like.
That's right.
He knows what that or even a trainer who used to box himself.
That's right.
So he knows what you're going through. He knows what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And he's able to articulate it to you in a way that he can speak your language. Right. And so back to my point about where Usher was in his life, he was hot. Like he had an angst about him. Like, I'm trying to murder and everything moving. Yeah. He was even tight. This was during the time, bro, you got served.
Yeah.
All of the choreographers and dudes that made them boys fire was all Usher's guys.
Wow.
And they went and worked on the movie. So he's watching like Justin Timberlake get this, garner this King of Pop. And then B2K with all my niggas.
Wow.
Giving y'all and y'all niggas in there, bump it up. He was on fire.
I can imagine.
He felt like, I'm destroying everything on the planet. Wow. So when it clicked and we like really locked in, that boy, I saw something else. He was a demon. Like, so vocally, anything we give him to do, he's taking it to the umpteenth level, bro.
Wow.
Like bodying everything.
You wrote Caught Up.
Yeah, me and Pooh Bear wrote Caught Up. I wrote Superstar. Right. And then me and Pooh Bear wrote Come Follow Me. Come Follow Me. We wrote that. We originally recorded that on Mario.
You can just in time. Oh my God.
And Mario ate that. Mario ate that record too. But Mario's people slept on it. So we
shout out to Mario. Mario's like of that era. And he's still cooking right now. Mm-hmm. He's probably my favorite young vocalist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's definitely one.
He's Joe-esque to me.
10,000%.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, Usher, I put him a little bit before him in terms of obviously era, but Mario is that dude.
Yeah, 10,000%.
Shout out to Mario.
Yeah.